Stop recording button.
Let me get this.
Double tap to activate.
Move. Is that gonna be... How did I do this last time? There! Hello once more on my YouTube channel of like 24 subscribers. I hope that changes. Anyways, today I was thinking about talking about a new idea that I have in mind that I've been thinking about for a while now in my head. But first, how many of you like Star Wars or something like Lord of the Rings or like fantasy tabletop games like D&D or Pathfinder? Well, if you like any of those things, I have an idea for a D&D-esque setting that takes place in space. Could be a tabletop RPG, could be video game, could be, well, anything, but I like to call it sci-fantasy. And you could probably tell that was a placeholder name that I got attached to and can't think of any other better name for it that I like. So, imagine D&D in space that is not Spelljammers and that is actually good with some stuff that I like from Pathfinder slotted in with a unique cosmology and history and all of that fun stuff. Stuff that we might get into in other videos. But first, let's try to have like an introduction of the idea, though I think you probably get at what I'm trying to get at, you know, with the idea, like, it being, like a Lord of the Rings, Star Wars mashup, like, type idea, having setting with the, like, typical high fantasy mixed with sci-fi that feels like a combination between Star Wars and the Middle-earth related stuff from J.R.R. Tolkien. So, before we talk about planet names and like the cosmology and what I have in mind for like unique places in the setting, like gods and demons and all that, let's start with the races that I was thinking about having in sci-fantasy. First off, humans. It's a given. Humans are everywhere because we are all human. At least, I hope so. Elves and then dwarves. They are also must have for a Tolkien-inspired fantasy setting, even though this one will be in space. And gotta have some elven sub-races. You got your high elves, you got your wood elves, you got your dark elves, you because they're a staple in the fantasy genre, like Skyrim, D&D, Pathfinder, all that. Orcs, gotta have them. And like in Tolkien and like the Elder Scrolls and in Lord of the Rings mythos, they're gonna be related to elves, so they're a must. Already said dwarves are a must. Halflings, they'll be pretty much hobbits through and through, except for the name, because the Tolkien estate will sue you to the ground. So, yeah. So halflings, goblins. Everybody likes a goblin in their fantasy setting. Gnomes. Gnomes are great. Gotta have a gnome. What's next? Ogres or maybe not. I'm debating because a little spoiler. The thing that I want with the setting is to have some like aspects of the different cultures of each race to be somewhat inspired by real life cultures. You can see that done in the Elder Scrolls games. I thought that was neat, so why not? Though if I am to do such a thing, or do anything creative, because I'm good at ideas, thinking up of ideas, implementing them in any creative fashion. I'm critical of that. I'm self-conscious about like that, not feeling like it's up to snuff. Anyways, continuing on, gotta have your angel folk, gotta have your demon folk. So as the Azuma and Tieflings will be in it. Cat folk. You gotta have cat folk. The Elder Scrolls have them. Pathfinder has them. D&D has them. Not sure if Warhammer has them. Probably do. I don't care enough to look because it doesn't interest me. So, and now onward to some unique choices. Well, sort of unique. Anyways, moving on to races inspired by Japanese mythical creatures. I chosen like 4, so first off, Oni, the Japanese ogre demon-esque things. That's anything that I want to have in. Tengu, the bird folk, bird people. Gotta have them. Well, not gotta have. Need to have. Tanuki, the raccoon dog things. Raccoon people. Raccoon dog people. Yeah. there'll be a nice addition. I'm thinking about having them be like a small creature, like short, like similar to how gnomes, goblins, dwarves, and halflings are. They're gonna be another small folk. So, and will be a nice complement to the next race that, if you know anything about me in my personal life, because there's a couple people subscribe to this channel that all that I know personally love foxes almost to an obsessive degree. So Kitsune, whatever you want to pronounce it, they're gonna be in there. One of the things that has Pathfinder appeal more to me, a bit more to me than D&D, the fact that they have fox people. So, yeah, they're gonna be in there. So, Naga / snake people debating on having Merfolk, the fish people, gonna have lizard folk, gonna have some sort of wolf or dog folk, maybe. Think, I don't know if you want it, maybe, I don't know. And the rat folk, they're in D&D, they're in Pathfinder, yes. And they're also in Starfinder. The Pathfinder spin-off that is also like a sci-fi setting, sci-fi version of Pathfinder, which I believe it or not, they're working on a second edition of that. But from the limited knowledge that I gathered by watching videos about Starfinder, feels like they'll more into the Star Trek-esque type of sci-fi instead of Star Wars, which is just type of science fantasy. So yeah, going for more of a Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings feel to this. So yeah, so those are all the races. If this is a tabletop game, possible classes, I don't know. You could probably put some in the comments. Anyways, I think we went over the basic idea that I wanted, and the races, at least most of the races that I want to talk about and want to possibly have. And I'm thinking next time we could talk about planet names and the cultures that the planet names for each race that I have in mind as of now, and we'll also go over each culture that one could draw inspiration to flesh out each race. And we could also go over how the galaxy would be mapped, because Star Wars-esque setting. there's gonna be like a, like a interstellar, like a galactic civilization. Bleh. So, yeah. Join me next time to hear my ideas, and if you want to, stay up to date on what I'm trying to do, though it won't be like, stuff won't be uploaded in like a set schedule. I pretty much make something whenever I feel like it and upload it when I feel like it, so we'll be done when it's done, or made when it's made. So anyways, if you wanna make sure you're staying up to date with all the stuff on my channel, like, subscribe, you could share my videos. They're probably not the best quality, but it's probably gonna be the best quality that a blind guy can do with his phone. So, and no knowledge on how to edit shit, so, yeah. So, see ya, and goodbye. Now, all I have to do is hit stop recording.
Stop recording.